Welcome. Welcome everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And I wanted to speak today a little bit about karma, because there is so much understanding and misunderstanding about that. And it is also something I will be speaking more about over this coming weekend. So when I say karma, I mean, just to simplify, right? Because it's a complex subject and there's a lot that could be said about it. But just to simplify, when I say karma, I mean cause and effect. So whatever has been set in motion, doesn't matter when and how, has to come to fulfillment. That's what I call karma. So when events in your life manifest or arrive, we are so often tempted to interpret that or to judge that in any way, right? Or to classify it, this is good, this is bad, right? Instead of realizing that everything that happens, everything that is happening is the result of something. Doesn't matter if it's positive or if it's negative, right? It's the result of something that has been set up in motion. And most of the time, of course, we don't even remember that it was set in motion, right? We don't remember from moment to moment. We don't remember from day to day, let alone from lifetime to lifetime or lifetimes, right? We don't remember that. So what does that look like, practically in our life? Just a little example, if you, for example, reactivity arises for you, and if you act on that reactivity, chances are there's going to be a response, right? If you get upset with someone and you say some things, chances are there's going to be a response, right? So there we have a little miniature, example of cause and effect, right? But even in your daily life, you don't always remember, right? Even when, there's reactivity and some things have been set in motion because of that, and then later something comes back, you don't even remember that often, and you go like, why is that? What's going on? Why is this happening, right? So that's why, if we can really see this, as, everything is predestined. So that means everything, arises because it has been set in motion already, right? There's nothing we can do anymore to change that. However, the only one thing that we can do is to be present to what is, right? We can't anymore change the arising of it, right? But we can change the way we are with it when it arises. So that moment of presence, is crucial because, of course, that has the power to change the momentum of the past. And also the moment we are truly present, when you really, really come to rest here, resting here, we are free from the effect of cause and effect, right? We are free of the effects of karma. So I will be speaking about this more this coming weekend, and also about the desire for truth. Really, what is the meaning of it, its role and its function, and practically what does it mean? And also about elements that are necessary for awakening and freedom. And I hope to see you there.